Adrienne.
Hey, girl! We're live.
We're live. How are you? I already asked her earlier.
Good. And I already lied. I don't know why I don't just like pre-plan small talk for everyday conversation.
Imagine
It's constant. Like it's the same thing, and yet I'm like, oh, what do I
say? Did you watch Pete and Pete?
No.
It was on Nickelodeon. It's so good. We'll have to talk about it, and you'll have to go back and watch some episodes. Very good, late 90s for kids, but like
yeah, probably won't, but
like it isn't like brain rot kid stuff. It was actually like really good. But it's about these two brothers. And anyway, the older brother Pete, they're Pete and Pete. They're both named Pete. The older brother, yeah.
story there or no?
I think we learn at some point, but I don't know. I don't remember at least. And so the older brother makes cards, flashcards with conversation topics because he's going to have to go on a really long drive with his dad.
Did they take that from my childhood?
You're like, wait a minute, I feel personally attacked. Like they should have credited me.
No, I feel seen.
They should have credited me. Loving audience, including our favorite MAGA fans.
I noticed in the work parking lot, we had a big old truck, a lot of pre-2024 election, MAGA everywhere. I think we had like a MAGA teddy bear in the front.
Ew.
This was a female. I noticed some of the stuff just started dwindling. Now,
not so much random anymore, huh?
Not one decal.
It like, wow, you're really fucking up if like the cult is leaving you. Like you're really fucking up.
I wanna ask, but I'll just let it lie. I just let it lie.
Who knows what the breaking point was? I had to stop following this guy that I grew up with, who is like otherwise very funny, and we were very, very close friends for like the entirety of my childhood. We played like cul-de-sac stickball as like, 10-year-olds. Like we literally grew up together. And the stuff that he was saying was just like so gross, and it felt like, because a lot of Trump supporters feel like just trolls, right? There's an aspect of it that is just like, well, yeah, I'm just gonna lean into it, and if he does something even crazier, I love it because, and so I just had
we had an entire troll event the other night.
Oh, dude.
That was
Have you watched any of it? Did you see any of it?
Oh, it's behind a paywall.
Behind a paywall. But I've seen.
I've got some clips because I want to show where
you have some clips. Okay.
This originated. Actually, let's just tee this up real quick because I realized, oh my gosh, we know where this came from.
What was it? Young. Look how young. Oh, 2011. Jesus Christ.
15 years ago. All right.
Obviously, you all know about your credentials and breadth of experience. For example,
laughing at him.
No, seriously, just recently in an episode of Celebrity Apprentice at the steakhouse, the men's cooking team did not impress the judges from Omaha Steaks. And there was a lot of blame to go around, but you, Mr. Trump, recognized that the real problem was a lack of leadership. And so ultimately you didn't blame Little John or Meatloaf.
You seen this?
You fired Gary Busey.
Fired the.
So will keep me up.
Fired Gary Busey. I don't know. They're laughing. He made a joke. He roasts them. He creams them. But this is the part.
You can see that his face is
seething.
Say what you will about Mr. Trump. He certainly would bring some change to the White House. Let's see what we got up there.
Oh my God.
15 years later.
Basically, it is a picture of the fucking White House.
Amy, I would venture to say this from 15 years ago is classier than.
It is classier. Which is insane.
That's possible. Yeah.
It is classier, though. I mean, anything could be.
I have a long contender of, like, this is all revenge. I mean, we are in a war with another country because of Trump's hatred of Mr. Obama.
Literally.
Here, cut to
$250,000 performance bonus and USD once presented by World Liberty Financial.
This is where we are now, guys. 15 years later.
Send money faster and cheaper. Available on leading
That was a
exchanges.
commercial for
forcing a mass evacuation and steering
This is
crowds towards a
aftermath.
pre-staged sniper team. A second wave was then planned to storm the White House gate. The FBI first learned of the threat last Wednesday and worked with law enforcement across multiple states to stop it. Joining us now on the
about
phone,
this.
former FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino. Dan, thank you for getting on the air with us. What else can you cover?
Well, the class warfare language.
He said the class warfare language.
The class warfare language, not the material conditions of the people. You're throwing a it's like Idiocracy. It's literally like what Obama said. And you're going to say the class war language, like the language is the problem. Sugar Pop, the language is not the problem, okay? It's the actual reality.
And why are they interviewing Dan Bongino, that fool that could not cut it?
Dan Bongino. And I feel like what's going on with his head and his face? I don't
They
want to be like,
seem to be growing just slowly but surely outward, and then
I agree. I'm
redder and redder.
I'm like, is his face just all bone underneath? You know what I mean?
Certainly not getting smarter.
No.
Well, they did leave the White.
He did leave. He did leave.
Well, as many of you know, UFC fans have traveled far and wide across the United States and around the globe, all to witness history and be a part of this uniquely special mixed martial arts showcase that is UFC Freedom 250.
So American. They're like, this is a gift. This is a gift to Americans for the 250th. You couldn't even, you had to pay for it.
That brings up an awkward thing I wanted to ask you about that I'm coming to terms with. Might be controversial, but all right, we talk about our founding, right? Where came on over here and said, we're gonna take this.
We're going to take all of this. This is so nice. It's ours.
It's ours now, and we're gonna give you blankets.
And they're going to have smallpox with them.
Spoiler, you're gonna die.
Talk about the diabolical. But if you read the primary sources, everybody, I think I've talked about this on this podcast before, Howard Zinn, People's History of the United States. It's a very hard read. You just get in the first couple pages, and it's from Columbus's and his people's own, and like the missionaries' own diaries. And they would check the sharpness of their blades on the children, the native children. They would cut off their ears and their toes and their noses.
So cute.
Oh my God, I'm so proud to be an American.
I love how Columbus was like, I mean, I'm sure it wasn't his bright idea, but they were like, we gotta have a cover story. Missionaries? Come on! Clean this up.
This is obviously so that all these people don't go to hell, right? We gotta teach them Jesus and also pay us.
Yeah.
And also, your land is ours. And also, we're actually just gonna genocide you. And we haven't even gotten into the chattel slavery enslavement part of the history.
Well, great point. This was our second chapter after we wiped people out and took over their land. Then we, I don't know how it was decided. What were they like? We don't want to work.
Yes.
Let's go grab people, bring them over here like cattle,
Yeah.
animals, completely dehumanized, and make them slaves. So we know that, right? And then we know our next beautiful chapter when we just didn't want to let that go.
Oh, yeah.
Because profits are hard when you have to pay people to work for you.
It's hard when it's just like the rugged individualism of the United States is so disgusting, and it's like a cancer that like kills you from the inside out. Like versus community living and caring about the whole, and which is actually what human beings are, a social. We cannot live alone. We cannot do it. It is impossible.
If only we wouldn't have wiped out those natives that would have taught us all of that perfectly.
Well, and you know, I saw something earlier today that was a guy who is looking into, he does like really cool history stuff on, I guess it's probably TikTok, but ain't got that shit. And he was talking about how white people weren't white before like the late 1700s. It was like you were Scottish, or you were, French, or you were German, or you were whatever. And there was a lot that like came with that. Like there was a culture, and he specifically was like making an example out of the Scots, the Highlanders, about how they had this really rich, very specific to them culture, and their garb was very cool. They were like, the fits were like, very good. And they cared for the land. They were stewards of their land, and they were stewards of their community. And that the British, boo, boo, boo. The British came in, beat them, because obviously they did, because they had more guns and shit and people, and they immediately started legislating to essentially erase and eradicate that culture, because fascism, capitalism, imperialism, colonialism doesn't work well when you care about yourself, when you care about other people in your community, and when you care about your land. You can't. And if you'll notice, one thing that I think is super interesting is like dress, how you clothe yourself also changes, because we find ourselves being more and more sort of like, at least I do, like you lose a lot of if you look at indigenous clothing from around the world, and look, including the Scots, that shit is fire.
Cool.
Fire. Because it's like representing your culture, representing the land. And capitalism goes,
Puts a necktie on you. Literally, it's a noose. Oh, you're wearing your capitalism noose?
I love that capitalism.
Right. All right, back to the trajectory of America. So we know we've wiped people out, and we've enslaved people, and then when that got a little too squirrely for some people's morals, they wanted to, free the people, but couldn't do that cleanly.
No.
And still to this day,
Doing gerrymandering in the South to reduce
there is not equality.
Black voting power, which is like basically Jim Crow.
But my question is, okay, so that brings in people like you and I.
Yes.
Who don't seem to be built for this town, country.
Agreed.
So is it like, maybe that is America. Maybe
it is
the
for
250 celebration with the
you're right,
motocross,
You're right.
And the punching and the calling.
Right. America deserved this. America deserved this. This is what you get when you can't even.
Who fight back on me? I thought you were gonna defend America.
No, America deserves this.
It's not even deserve. I'm just saying, like, we've been saying, this isn't America. Like, this isn't who we are.
It's attacking America. And also, like, based on that video that you just showed, right? Literally, this happened because, like you're saying, a racist and a lot of racists, white supremacists, people who hate and are terrified of black people, were reacting to having the first black president in the United States.
Yeah. There's an actual bot campaign going on yesterday on Twitter, and so multiple accounts, right, are saying the same thing, and it was something along the lines of racism was just about gone, and then Obama got elected and set it back 200 years or something.
It's so crazy.
It interests me on so many fronts, because now I'm interested in all these bot campaigns. Like, why is that? That's so interesting. That's the message.
Right. And for what purpose? Like, who is the audience?
So I looked at the comments, and a lot of them were like, the only reason racism exists is because the left weaponizes it.
Oh my.
So we're in a pickle, Amy.
I was so desperate to hear a black person react to that.
Well, I think it means we're fucked, though, because that means we can't fight against racism.
Because then we're
weaponizing.
Racism only is, like, let's break this down.
Well,
racism only exists when the liberals bring it up and talk about it. Before, it was just non-existent, didn't exist.
Right.
Racism in the United States just didn't exist anymore.
So here is my alleged pattern, what I think's going on. The right is doing bad things. So they are being racist, or we could take another example, they're being transphobic,
Oh, yes,
or
Absolutely.
They are
Misogynistic. I mean,
yes, or against immigrants.
yes,
Okay.
xenophobic. Uh-huh.
And then you can call them the righteous, the entitled, or not entitled, but just the elite left feels the need to protect the vulnerable because some may say that's what morals, and then they're weaponizing it. So
That's crazy.
they created this cycle, and then you get blamed for it.
We are cooked, man. We are fried.
Yeah.
We are fried. Because the other thing is that the liberal, like not us, obviously, but folks who are like more centrist, let's say, even though they would call themselves liberal probably, but oh, we can talk, they're okay to talk about, oh, no, no, don't. But like, okay, well, are you voting? Are you voting for candidates? And let's not even make it identity like that. Are you voting for policies that are going to benefit everyone instead of just people that are in your tax bracket or whatever? Do you know what I mean?
Why would I do that?
Why would I harm myself? And that's the American nightmare, okay? Is that people are taught that everything is a zero-sum game. There isn't anything virtuous in harming yourself for the good of someone else. Even unpacking that idea, because the reality is we would all be better off if we had more social nets, if we all had free healthcare, if we all had free housing, if we had a universal basic income, which guess who could fund all of these things? Maybe the world's first trillionaire. And instead,
Which brings us to the end of America's history.
that motherfucker is Scrooge McDuck fucking style diving into gold coins in a fucking vault. I have no doubt about it in my mind. And that's probably the only time he can get his fucked up dick hard.
I can't grapple like that. I think that makes me the saddest is I don't know why. It really should be the other way around, but I'll see someone being racist or homophobic, and to me I'm kind of like, I get it. But then they're like, yeah, Elon, man, I love it. Yeah, trillionaire. And I'm like, what does this do for you?
Literally nothing. Literally
It's
nothing.
embarrassing. I think that's
It's
the thing.
embarrassing. They're all bootlickers. They're
Embarrassing.
so, and that is embarrassing. Secondhand,
Yes.
the secondhand embarrassment is real. I'm like, sweetie, he became a trillionaire. He started with blood money from the apartheid in South Africa. Okay. I saw this thing that was like, if you saved 1,000, I don't know. I'm not gonna butcher the calculus, but there is, and everybody should go find it. And maybe you can find it. We're not top here. But it's like you'd have to save. Even if you saved blah 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 amount, it would take you 1,000,000 years or 100,000, something to become a billionaire to show that, like, look, listen, this is not going to happen for you. It doesn't matter how hard you work. He doesn't work hard.
Do you think
doesn't
they
work
really
hard.
think it's going to happen to them?
Well, I think that's a part of the American psychosis as well.
Yeah.
It's like, that the rugged individual leads to this idea that this person somehow deserves all of this value that they didn't even create. Like, I want to
Yeah.
show these people and be like, you make more value. You are a more valuable person than Elon Musk. We drop Elon Musk out into any situation. And we take away all his money. He's not gonna
He'd
make
be
it, bro.
fried.
Like looking at the poor people who actually work with their hands, actually have skills, actually know how to build a house, wire a house, put together plumbing, knows how to live off the farm, knows how to literally grow food. I'm like, y'all are 10 times more valuable than this asshole. The
Elon
problem
knows
is,
how to charm and to push people.
even though he doesn't even know how to charm, he's
Well,
like,
he knows how to charm people with money.
that's true. But that's what it is the money, because that motherfucker doesn't have a iota of charm in his whale body.
No.
Sorry, that's
Well,
an
to men, I think, but the main thing to me, and I think people maybe don't think that they're gonna become billionaires or trillionaires, but it's more. So I'm trying to like go back in my mind of like a somewhat Republican thinking. It's the fact that someone's taking it away. And
God,
that,
right.
I think that shocks their system of like, it doesn't matter how much, but like, you can't just go in and take someone's money. And then it's the socialism, like, but if you take a step back,
Elon Musk, his
They are-
IPO, like all of us are going to end up owning some of that company through our retirement.
I don't want to talk about that.
We are going to.
That makes me so incensed that I'm almost kind of pretending it's not happening because
It is so horrible.
it's like my one thing. I'm like, well, I had my retirement, and then it's like you're gonna come.
Because they're going to force you to buy SpaceX. And
Yeah.
biggest IPO ever in history, the company doesn't turn a profit.
And that can easily be explained, I feel like, if you're just like, you see anybody going to Mars lately? Do any Mars trips?
I'm like, Elon, go to Mars. Go. Colonize it for us. Go. Even though I think that it's not going to work and he's just going to die.
Money.
And
Right,
so
but
I'm
everybody's
happy
cashing
for
out
this.
right now.
I'm happy for him to launch himself into space.
I don't know why they haven't done it yet, but all right, this is the biggest argument. If you have that much money and you can spend just a small, tiny little fraction of it to
Think of
buy
what you
an
could do.
election,
Oh my God.
which is what happened, then that cannot happen. That is why we can't have them.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't take a nominal amount of the treasure to buy.
Literally. He's now richer
That's
than
it.
like several full GDPs of entire nations. God, somebody.
On paper.
Yeah, exactly. He's so. And I heard him speak because I was watching my bae Hassan react to it. Otherwise, I would not be watching it. But like him doing a like stupid little speech during like, and he was like, and I'm like, this guy is not even like, fuck this guy. Who is this
I
fucking
think he
guy?
does it on purpose too. Like the
The whole like, I never thought that it would be so. And I'm like, fuck you.
terrible, most unfunny.
So unfunny, so lacking in charm. Like, how could one single person be so unlikable?
That brings me to a good point because I do want to do a little catch up on one of our prior episodes on a man,
Yes.
a little boy named Clavicular.
Oh, Clav, what's going on with him?
What has been going on?
I haven't seen a lot. Tell me.
So I think he got some work done.
Let's see. Oh, Clav.
I think he got some work done. And on
It's
his
not going
nose.
well for the like.
Let's check out what his
Thanks.
chat
Appreciate
thinks.
it, dog. Appreciate it.
Rabbi Endo just tipped $2. Hello, Braden. Good to see you are transitioning into a Jew more and more every day, including the no love from Tel Aviv.
Oh, Okay, first of all,
This is the
so
worst job
anti-Semitic.
ever.
Oh, I kind of feel bad for him,
That's it, right? It's okay.
baby.
Oh,
But he's so. Like,
oh my god. I hate doing this. This is why I don't stream.
Shop just tipped $2. Bill looks like Family
does
Guy.
look
It's over
very
Clav,
different.
You are a joke. Dylan Latham took your legacy. It's over Chud Boy. You're Lacey Maxing.
Yikes.
okay, first of all, people on the internet are crazy.
Amy,
They're
this
so
is for
mean.
his fans.
They're so mean. It's
They
almost like,
are mean.
it's like the Britney Spears thing, kind of, where they want to lift you up just to bring you down.
You
like
think
the
that's what they
lighting-
did to Britney?
Yes, girl.
Well, I just thought that was like
Hounded her. They
a
wouldn't let
huge
her-
kind of public mistake.
They hounded her until like. I mean,
Oh, are you talking about pre-conservatorship?
I'm talking about pre-conservatorship.
Okay,
No,
okay.
and I think it kind of.
I thought you were talking about the people that tried to bring attention
Oh, no,
to
no.
her conservatorship
I know.
were just trying to get her free to.
No, that would be pretty fucked up. It's kind of especially when we're all on the internet now. It's easy for these people who probably hate themselves in their lives, and so they're projecting this stuff. I don't want to feel too bad for him because
Yeah,
he's just a piece of shit in a lot of
But
ways.
no, I think you can feel bad for him, but it's also, I don't know if his entire thing is his looks. So are people not allowed to comment on this?
It is true, and like literally, he made that everything. Getting bullied. I just hate it when
He's sitting in the hole he dug for himself.
and Donald Trump and Elon Musk and Stephen Miller and those guys, but I don't like to see people getting really bullied.
No, when I saw it, like, I didn't hear the comments. I just saw it first in a video, and I lost my lunch because it really doesn't look great. And honestly, it could heal more. Like, I totally believe in that.
Because it doesn't
It looks too
look
small,
right.
but
His nose,
yeah.
but I thought his cheeks.
Okay, so in that video, he got, I think it was called like an Ascension week, and he got like 4 surgeries, but he got his like wisdom teeth removed. And again, he keeps saying, you guys don't understand.
Because he's going to get into the uncanny valley probably.
Clavicular got a nose job, and his chat is
Yeah.
saying it's too small, making him insecure and lash back. He may have ruined his career, ruined his looks getting this nose job. It does not look appropriate with his face, and it's a lesson to us all. What will you do when the world changes? When your identity is in your looks, in your money, in something in the physical world, what will you do if that circumstance changes? Will you be crushed?
Ugh. All right. So that is the first video I saw with, and I think they're ragging on him there too, which is sad, but I was more just focusing on
the nose.
and how do you fix that? And I guess I got wrapped up in that. Something about that is like triggering, terrifying to me to like have your face, have your body deformed and not be able to kind of take it back and it be elective too.
I know that. And I feel like for women, and now guys, I mean, I'm seeing, obviously the looksmaxxing things wouldn't be happening if dudes weren't thinking about this stuff themselves, right? But like, it's been forever, whereas women, we are just not allowed to age at all. Like any sort of form of age is like, exactly. And
well, if you do, you just need to get out of sight.
Right. Disappear. We don't want to look at you anymore.
Do you have a child attached? No.
Nope.
Go on.
It looks like you're past your expiration date, so we're gonna toss you in the trash. I mean, because like every day I'll look in the mirror and I'm like, oh my god, I want like these taken off. I want like this up, but also like
I don't think about it at all.
Ugh, I do, which I'm not proud
I
of.
have too much going on inside that's chaotic.
Well, I don't have anything going on inside, so I'm just really focused.
I think we just have different fire alarms, maybe.
Well, because like I never, for example, I'd never even thought of my nose. Like I was like, I like my nose. It's like kind of different and interesting, and it's not. And also, when we were growing up, at least everybody wasn't getting the same nose. Like everyone's nose. Like there's so many noses. Haven't you seen like the nose? You know the nose I'm talking about. It's like kind of tiny, and yours is kind of almost like it. But natural,
I was waiting.
Like,
I was hoping secretly. So this is so embarrassing. Like thinking, like, oh, man, I wonder if my nose is like the new nose. That would be so cool.
I think your nose is the new nose. It like kind of comes up at the end.
Okay, so I had an insecurity my whole like adolescence about it.
Dude.
Until this is how fucked up this is. Always was like, I would even do this, like kind of push it down a little bit, like that would help.
I've been doing this because my brother and my sister-in-law, I was like, oh, like me and Ross look the same, like around here, me and my brother. And he was like, oh no, you have Papa's nose. And I was like, what? And then I started looking at my dad's nose, and I was like, holy shit, I have Papa's nose. I have my dad's nose. And the thing about noses is they keep growing, apparently. So I'm gonna just be all schnoz at some point. But my mom, I got a real slap to the face in a good way, like a wake-up call, because when I was home, my mom was talking about like, oh, there are these women at the club, the country club, and they all have the most perfect noses. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, what are they? I don't understand what that, it's hard for me to picture what that looks
Same
like.
doc? What?
And well, I think so. But they all have these noses, and they're not like cute and natural like yours. They are like obviously, they look like Who's from Whoville, dude. And I told my mom, I was like, Mama, like,
little plastic surgery, rhinoplasty before and after. Let's take a look at the after. Attempt number 2, let's hope for the best. Male patient, and what in the Whoville is going on here? Edith Piaf, I like it.
want to get that because she was like, I want to change my nose. My mom has this beautiful nose. I was like, please, you won't
See,
look like
that's all it would take.
you're not going to look like yourself. It's going to change. Your whole face is going to change. Like, please think about that a lot because, like, a nose job like that, you don't even look like the same fucking person. You remember when we were watching that about how that cyclist got murdered by that girlfriend, and she got that nose job, and
Catherine, she looked worse, but she was trying to save her life and escape justice.
Change her identity, so that's different a little bit.
This is different. But for me, I went, this is when insecurity and depending on external validation can work out for you. Insecurity on nose, whole life, thought I was living in the Whoville. One girlfriend says, love your nose, so cute. Done, cured forever. Have not looked back, thought back, anything about my nose since.
People are trying to get your nose, and they're failing a lot of times, but yours is like a lot about getting older is awesome.
Absolutely.
And like that's an unlearning thing I'm trying to do of like I don't have to because I don't want to end up the rest of my life looking like not Amy. Like I want to look like Amy for the rest of my life, whether it's old ass Amy,
right?
But as long as it's Amy,
not Whoville Amy,
and not Catwoman Amy.
Oh my God, Amy! People are gonna think I got the nose job then.
No, actually, they used mine as the model.
No, they're gonna be like bullshit.
No, yours looks too good. I'm telling you. There's something, that's the thing about too much work is that it's like you get in the uncanny valley.
Got to do a data center update.
Oh, yes. There's some good updates from the data center.
Very good.
Yeah, people are finding out. People are like, wait, hold on.
But this is kind of a warning because if you'll recall, Amy and I clearly laid out how data centers are a money grab. They're just like the rich tech billionaires trying to get in really quietly and fast to take all this land for cheap and store their data. And Mr. Theo Vaughn, I don't think has a clear understanding of what data centers do, and even mentions about like, we already have our phones, like, why do we need more? Yeah. He thinks, okay, so this is a cautionary tale to like conspiracy theories and how you could have something true, but you need to be careful about.
Yeah, real quick about the data centers. What do you think is really going on? Because if you look at the size of these places, like we don't need that much data. Like we're already using our phones. We already have like televisions like that, you know, there's already like a lot of stuff being stored on servers. How are we jumping to a level where we need that? That's what I want to know.
Oh, I have to agree. And besides the fact that they use massive amounts of water, and oddly enough, they're located in a lot of states that don't have a ton of water, like Texas.
Yeah.
Or you go out to Loudoun County, Virginia. Okay, we have enough water. But Loudoun County, Virginia, you drive for miles and miles, and they're just these never-ending, gigantic complexes of data centers.
The proposed Stratos project in Utah is a massive 40,000
there's no
acre
water in Utah.
A 40,000 acre AI data center campus.
2.5 times larger than Manhattan.
Yeah. I wonder how long the actual data, how big.
Oh, and just the data center requires. Come on.
I mean, that's unbelievable. What do you think's really going on there? Do you have any intel about it?
You have to assume that this is Intel related because look at the companies that are involved. We're talking about Palantir and NVIDIA and Abraxas and all these big companies that either took CIA investments to get started as seed money or are staffed by retired senior CIA officers. They're not doing it for their health.
Why is this? So is the CIA now is spying on our own people?
Oh yeah, that's what Ed Snowden warned us about.
Okay, though, I have heard this one.
Okay.
So you don't think that it's surveillance? You think it's really for AI data?
I think that, of course, there's some for surveillance.
Yeah.
And because there probably always has been. I don't think there's some grand conspiracy that they're all for surveillance, which I think they allude to.
No, they definitely allude. Well, he's like, we already have enough stuff for our phone, so this has to be something else. Like, oh, sweetie.
That's where, like, there's little bits of facts in there, right? Like
Right,
true,
right.
the water consumption, the energy consumption, certainly the Utah project and how large it is.
Right.
A real misunderstanding of how data works in our
Well, also like
phones.
it isn't the huge uptick in these data centers and all the need for more. I'm gonna make myself sound stupid. Isn't it because of AI and the AI
It's
boom and
exactly. That's why I don't think it's like conspiratorial.
it's
Like
so
it's
funny.
what's happening is actually just happening and it's
And
still
it sucks.
bad.
It's horrible, yeah.
Right, but it's not like
And some of
some
the AI may be used for nefarious purposes and violent
for sure. For
purposes.
sure.
Yeah.
But I think it's
Yeah, I hear
a
you.
little bit of misinformation
I
to say
agree.
that they're all for
I
this
agree.
mass surveillance
I agree.
because that takes away from like the really greedy corporate
Right.
shirelles,
No,
you
for
know,
sure.
that are doing this,
Well,
like
and I think
dumbass Kevin
also
O'Leary.
also like this is Theo Von, right? So this is a guy who is seemingly like pretty likable, pretty down to earth guy. People love him. People listened to him before this last election. This is the same guy who thinks that we already have phones. So why are people listening to this motherfucker?
I have
For fun,
such a hard
sure.
time with this. I mean,
For
people
fun,
could say
sure.
that about us,
No,
right?
they can't.
No.
We know everything. Everything we say is right.
Allegedly. And you know who he's talking to, who he
Who is
does,
that? I recognize him.
John Krasinski. I think he's an ex-CIA officer he went to prison.
Oh shit.
He was, I think, a whistleblower. So his angle, this is his angle, you know, is CIA type stuff. And he is kind of conspiratorial. And I think a lot of the stuff he says is true, but I think he's warped. And then another thing, I don't want to get too in the weeds, but he's also similar to God, the game theory that did,
Oh, Professor Zhang.
right?
I love him.
I thought you would.
He
He
says
says a
okay,
lot of true things.
Okay.
But he also says,
like Pax Judaicum and shit. He says some crazy.
yeah, then he goes off the deep end. And you're like,
Yeah.
so in this age, I think there's so many people like this. I think there's no answer to the Theo Vons except like you as your individual
That's
person
true.
has to
I
get
guess
smarter and like,
people should do a little more research.
but they won't.
Or also just get I think another thing, I wonder if it's uniquely American or not, or United States of American, because there's more America than just the United States, but fuck.
Perfect. You know, it's not uniquely
I
American.
just love the station. But wait, this is the extremes of you either, it's like if you believe that someone, or if you have faith in someone, then every single thing that they say must be 100% true, and you don't need to, people get into that kind of vibe of like, well, I trust this person, so as opposed to being like, I can understand that people are fallible, and so maybe I agree with this thing and this is a good take, but that doesn't mean I have to ride.
You don't have boundless support.
That's right.
I think there is something called bounded support.
Is that
might
right?
be hopefully, and that is like agreeing on the one thing you're supporting, but not endorsing them as a entire person, which I personally feel like I've only been struggling with recently.
Yeah.
And I don't know, if this is uniquely American, is this unique of this time? Because I've never felt like I've struggled so much with liking parts of people and not everything.
And you made some really good points about Turtle Boy on this in relation to the Karen Reed trial.
Yes.
And
That's where he has started and will end.
Things have come out of that. But I think because everything feels so crazy and so extreme, I'll admit it, I have been taken down by some conspiracy theories. Okay, I've been like, wait a minute, it makes more sense that when I saw the text from the guy who killed Charlie Kirk, I was like, there's no fucking way that he did it, right? Because I guess too, I have so little trust in the institutions.
That is not your fault.
That I'm ready to jump on something that sounds like they are being dastardly. You know what I mean?
We are being primed. We're primed for
We are
this.
primed.
It's not, you're very vulnerable. The only reason that I've tried to become more aware of this is because I myself might have fallen down a couple of those conspiracy holes too.
Yeah.
And I saw how much I believed that. And then I kind of just stepped away and like observed how that happened.
Yeah.
And saw we are being primed for that. We can't trust anything. This is exactly what that produces. But then I also look at like the reality, instead of going, oh my God, the data centers are like this secret surveillance, scary sci-fi movie. Maybe it's the story as old as time that people are greedy as fuck and just want to make money.
People are greedy. And you know, I'm curious about reading up on some psychological papers or something about how whatever the psychological principle is that we're like, the more you have, the more you want, right? Like greedy people are always rich. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like
Zero-sum game, a little bit. Zero-sum game.
But like, for example, I feel like the people who are most generous, and of course, I'm painting with a broad brush. This isn't true across the board, right?
Sure.
But like, people are so willing to help when they have little, I guess. I feel like.
I think it's different. And then you have the people, you call them like, I feel like they used to call them like the new rich people.
Nouveau riche.
And they're not as generous. Or maybe it was the old money. I just think money.
All the money.
You don't
Old,
want to lose it.
new, left, right, up, down.
Do you know what I think is the funniest thing about this time specifically right now?
What?
To show how crazy it is. That no one fucking cares that the government is trying to push that they're aliens. The American people can't even
It's
get
like,
up in arms
for that. I can't.
No. And it's not even like some wild internet theory. The actual government keeps kind of releasing
And nobody's
official
paying attention to
things.
it.
And we're like, we're
Not
good.
right now. I can't handle that right now.
We're not saying we don't believe you. We're just, we can't do it right now.
Like, can we like fix our shit here and then
Yeah.
aliens?
Unless
aliens come and help us, please.
Unless you're announcing they're coming to get us. Don't care.
Hey, there is this, if you know Independence Day, the movie, of course.
Of course.
And there's a friend of Will Smith's wife in the movie. They're at a strip bar. They work at a strip bar together. They work at a, I don't know, is there a better, whatever. They work at a strip bar. And
I think they're still called that.
I haven't heard.
Clubs.
Club. They work at the strip club.
Strip bar?
Strip bar. Like, I just want to like go sit in a dive bar and see some titties. I mean, what can I say? She's set up as this like wacky, crazy character, this friend. And after they leave their shift, like the alien ships have come, so they're just kind of like hanging out. Everybody knows they're there. And the woman's like, I can't, Will Smith's wife, Vivica, played by the beautiful Vivica Fox, is like, Vivica A. Fox, is like, I can't believe I came in today, you know, I just needed the money, and I'm gonna get home and get with, you know, we're gonna, and she was like, what are you about to do, girl? And she opens up this sign, and it's like, welcome, aliens, come. And she like goes to the top of like a skyscraper, and like is one of the ones that's like immediately incinerated. But the thing is, I get her now. I understand her.
I was about to say that. That gave me flashbacks of like negative feelings of her as like a child when I saw that or whenever. And now I'm like,
girl, I'm up on the top of that building.
Character of the century.
Either save me or just incinerate me, daddy.
Go ahead. Either way.
Yeah, at least I'm having a good time.
She was in control. She knew.
She knew.
But yeah, I never thought there would be a day where aliens would be real. Certainly didn't think there would be a day where like we just don't even have time.
Don't even give a shit about it. Listen, I can't think of that. Gas cost $8 a gallon.
Nah. God, but not for long, because little boy solved the war.
Our FIFA Peace Prize winning president.
That's true. Someone, a Republican, was like, I propose giving him the Peace Prize for this. And they're like, for the war he started?
Yeah, like, what are you talking about?
But that makes sense.
Have you seen there's a Jubilee video? Have you?
Of Dave Rubin?
Yes.
His career. Him and Jillian Michaels are learning like.
Dude, Jillian Michaels, girl, shut the fuck up.
I used to have such a crush on her because she may or may not look like an ex
More
of mine.
sense than Nancy Pelosi to me.
Do I have to pull out that video of her just smacking down the pancake journalist?
Oh my god.
Plug it in.
Plug it in. Plug it in.
One of those reporters, scare quotes, encountered Nancy Pelosi this week, and this is what happened.
Why was your daughter filming you on January 6th?
How did you get away?
These are just questions the American people want answers to.
No, you know what? I don't even think you're a real journalist. You work for Mike the Pillow Man?
Actually, I do, and we're very proud.
I don't consider that journalism. Mike the Pillow Man, that's not journalism. I don't have any reason to talk to you.
Okay, you know what? Here's what I'm here for. I am here for Nancy Pelosi's beautiful burnt orange Max Mara suit right there. I'm here for her fantastic blowout, and turn it to that young woman and say, "You work for that My Pillow Man." You're not. I mean, like, you never count Nancy Pelosi out. That's all I got to say. Remember, this woman ran for office when she was 45 years old and already a mother of 4. Don't say like Nancy from San Francisco. That right there is Nancy from Baltimore.
Hot. And oh, man, all my little Nancys are falling. Nancy Mace just lost, and it's so funny her just groveling to Trump afterwards. And
did she get primaried by like a Trumper or something?
yeah, I think so, because you know
Trump
she wanted to
probably
release those Epstein files. That little bitch.
I can't believe she's.
He is so.
Don't you notice how that's kind of evaporated too? Like
The Epstein files.
that's it. Yeah.
Well, and not the recent.
Oh, what happened? I'm out of touch. Tell me.
Maggie Haberman and Jonathan Swan writing a book. So drip drop comes the information.
Okay.
And they just released another drip drop of.
I didn't know that.
Dude.
What does it say?
In the I keep wanting to call it the secret room.
Oh,
the
God.
Situation Room.
Oh, okay.
They all met top advisors in the Situation Room to discuss the Epstein situation.
Oh, right. Nancy Mace was called into the Situation Room. I remember.
No. That was another one of the.
No, that was Lauren Boebert.
Yeah, but this is not that. This is
okay.
Trump wasn't in there. They were all his lackeys, JD Vance, Susie Wiles. They were like trying to figure out how to make this work. You know, JD Vance was like, "I'll go on Joe Rogan, man," and they're like, "No,
I don't think that's gonna cut it, JD.
No." Not how are we going to help these victims and like get through this as a country, but it was how do we get rid of this because Daddy's
That's
mad.
some evil. That's like the most evil.
Apparently, there's a recording
Of what? Of the Situation Room conversation?
So what's
When
bigger?
was this? When did that happen?
This was like mid 2025.
Sure.
So yes, they were probably spending this time getting sources and making sure that their story was tight. It does aggravate me a bit that they're like writing a book, and like their last release was about the Iranian war. Like it's like, guys, we need this stuff immediately, not for your book.
It's all about that.
All about it in this society.
Because that's the other thing is like I want to be like, okay, you're writing a book, which can be a good thing, right? About like bringing, and also like, how are you benefiting from that? From telling the story of optimum trauma and pain, and like, are you going to give any of this money to any of the survivors of this? Do you know what I mean? Like then to me it becomes kind of like, are you, because you're personally benefiting from telling their stories of.
Well, Amy, just that part. Okay, just that part of the book.
Just that part. That's the only part? I thought it was all about Epstein files.
No, I think their book is called like Regime Change, and I think
okay.
Yeah, I mean they're close connections, closely sourced. It's like Susie Wiles and JD Vance.
We're
And
gonna
when
have
I
to
say
read that book.
I mean it's like they're people.
We're gonna have to read that book.
Yeah, well, drip drops. It's all a mess.
It's a mess.
It's disgusting. I'm not an American.
No, neither am I. I renounce. Our MAGA friends will love this part. They're gonna like at Donald Trump to get us.